Welcome to the third episode of the Television Podcast, and we have a special guest, Zachary Reyes. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good.
Tell them about yourself.
As he said, I'm Zach, and I'm currently in my first year of university, and I know TJ because I'm her sister's boyfriend, and you guys may know me as Shyla's brother as well.
Yep. I want to talk about the first thing.
Yeah, let's go.
Okay.
What are the red flags and green flags when you first meet a person?
I think we should go to red flag first. I think a red flag is just like immediately getting a smell of them. You know?
So like BO?
Yeah, like not even BO, just smelling bad in general.
Oh, really?
Or just like anything seeming like they don't take care of themselves, like in their hygiene.
Yeah.
And I think that can also be a green flag if they have like a nice cologne, or you can tell if they smell nice.
Yeah. For me, like, I really can't stand it if someone has like bad manners right off the bat. Like, let's say, obviously you wouldn't invite someone to your house like right away, but like let's just say you invite someone over to your house and like they just like put their legs like right on the sofa, like treating like it's their house. Like even if you didn't say like anything like just treat my house like you would your own home. Like even then, like I feel like you should have like some sort of respect.
Manners.
Yeah. Or like even just like any like table manners, like while eating. If you're not like okay, wait, I'll go into the green flag of like table manners that I really like. It's just like I really like it when I feel like I'm being like kind of like taken care of a little bit. Like let's say a waiter puts all the forks down and like they put it down next to them and they hand it out for everyone.
Do you mean that in like a restaurant sense or like a household?
A restaurant sense, any sense.
Okay.
Like when you're eating, like if someone just hands them out, I really like appreciate like small gestures like that.
I think if you're in a house and you're eating dinner or whatever, and you just keep, and the person's like nice, you kind of back off and be defensive because of that. And I think you gotta find the gray area of where you should be nice.
Kind of like a push and pull.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. You know the push and pull.
Yeah, like you can't push too much, but you also can't pull too much.
Yeah, or you go back and forth with each one. So when you go out of it, they want you more, or like they're like, sure. Yeah,
like the push and pull thing. Like, I noticed that in a lot of people too. Like, sometimes when I meet a person, they're just like really like overly nice, and sometimes I feel like I'm being too overly nice too. Like I'm guilty of it too, and like I really think like you gotta have like. For a relationship, any relationship to work, you gotta find a good balance of both. Yeah,
I think balance in anything, not even just relationships, is like the best thing possible. Well, what's the first thing you notice in like a person right as you meet
just
them?
As in general?
Yeah.
You know, okay, this is my favorite feature of the face for some reason. Okay. I really like people's Cupid's bow.
Why?
I don't know. I just really like it.
You look at them?
Yeah, I look at that. Obviously, I look at their. I think I look at their eyes first, and then I look at their Cupid's bow.
Really?
I don't know. I just really like the feature. Like some people like have like for some people it's like longer, some people it's shorter, some people it's like deeper. I don't know. I just really like it.
I never noticed that on a person, and I think that's interesting that you do too. But for some reason, every time I like talk to someone, I'm always looking at their left eye.
Left eye.
My left of their eye.
So you look at this eye?
Yes. Okay. Always the eye. I don't know why. And then sometimes I don't know why, but like screw them up a bit sometimes. Psychologically, I switch eyes.
Oh.
I switch eyes and they're like, what's going on?
Have you heard of the triangle eye contact?
Yeah. When you try to talk to a new girl or something like that, or trying to rinse someone up, you look at their like left eye, right eye, and you look at their lips and you lick your lips. I know what you're talking about. Yeah. That with the push and pull, max riz. Max riz. Yeah. Okay. You got any more?
Yeah, I actually got like another like green flag I really like. So when someone like has just speaking like politely, I think like when you meet someone, you could like judge them like even just like off like their actions or like how they talk, and like speaking politely, I don't know if that's the right word, but like politely, I just really appreciate that. Like for me it's like I'm like so like extroverted. I really like talking a lot, but some people might not like that. So then I try and keep it like reserved a little bit, and then once I'm more comfortable I start talking more like how I actually normally do. And I don't know, I just really like it when people are Nice.
Yeah. I think another green flag is like if the person, I think this also goes with like self-care and like hygiene kind of. It's like where if they like do any physical activity or like sports, I think that's also a green flag. But I also don't think it's like a red flag that they don't
Yeah.
what's it called, like play sports, because like, if you play sports, I think they have like the person has like an ambition, and like they have something to like, do, and they have hobbies. Not saying if you don't have hobbies, but I think that's just a big thing I can relate to with other people, with like sports, like physical activity and stuff like that.
Does it have to just be sports, or is it more like about the ambition, like you said? Because let's say like I know a lot of people that don't do sports, me included, like because I used to do it in junior high, but then I stopped in high school, and then like I found ambitions in different ways, but like there's a lot of people like that have just never done sports in their whole life, but they found ambition in different ways. Do you still like respect that? Like yeah.
I wouldn't disrespect someone for whatever they like, and like won't judge it or like push it off because of it. But I think mainly sports, because it's just such a big thing in my life, and I can relate with them so much. And I think relating with like new people is the best way to like get closer and all that. You know the butterfly effect?
Yeah, I love the butterfly effect.
Yeah, do you want to explain it, what it is?
I think the easiest way to explain the butterfly effect, it's like, let's say two choices were introduced into your life, and it's like either or. If you chose one option, your whole life might have changed in a whole different direction, and it could have just started from the smallest thing and snowballed into a big piece of your life.
Have you played Until Dawn?
Until Dawn, yes.
Yeah, it's like
all those like storytelling games.
The
like,
whole thing is butterfly effect.
Yeah,
and it's crazy because I think in life that's just a huge thing, but you don't realize it.
Yeah,
like you know that thing where like a theory, I guess you could say, it's like where you time travel to the past, and then like
it would change the future.
Yeah, like you would just like push a rock. You go back into present day, you would be in like a whole different area and something like that. Like just the slightest change. Do you believe in like the multiverse in real life? Something like that? Because of the butterfly effect?
Yeah, kinda. Like I like for sure think of like things that like for myself, like if I chose this certain thing, like my whole life might have changed like in a whole different direction.
Oh, what is an example of that in your life?
So the biggest one I could think of was when 2 new schools got built. I could have moved, because that's where a lot of my friends were going.
Yeah,
like my very close friends, that's where they were moving. And the school I was in at the time, it was like, it's just where I've gone in my whole life.
Yeah,
so it's either stay or go. I chose to stay, but like that was like so big for my life, because if I didn't stay, I don't think I ever would have became the person I am today, because really? I became a lot more like extroverted. I think I was too comfortable with how I was, so if I didn't stay, I don't think I actually ever would have maybe even dated Giselle. And because the main reason we started talking and became friends was because of people that moved.
Really?
So yeah, like I was like kind of like forced into a situation where I needed to make new friends, because I was kind of alone. I got really close to a lot of the people, like Tano and them, like all those people. But if I moved, I might have never became friends with them at all.
Do you think that was a good thing or a bad thing?
A good thing that I stayed?
Yeah. Or bad?
I think it was a very good, because
really?
I'm like, I'd say I'm like pretty happy with how things turned out in my whole life.
How do you think it would have turned out if you moved to, say, a different school, like with all your friends that you were with before?
If I moved, I think like eventually when I got to high school, I might have never even like talked to them, my current friend group. And it's like, I just can't imagine it, because like even then, like if I moved, a lot of them that did move, they all like kind of like separated.
They branched off.
Yeah, and like I kind of like being able to reconnect with people, but I think I would have never even reconnected with the old people in my school if I moved, because what happened now when I stayed is when I got to high school, I reconnected with those old friends again, and now they're like some of my close friends right now still. But I don't think it would have happened if it was the other way around.
Okay.
What about you? Do you have any like butterfly effect moments?
Like my whole life, I've been playing sports.
Yeah.
So, like from ages like 6 to 9, I played soccer, and I was pretty good in soccer. I'd say soccer every day, and then after soccer, I picked up basketball, and that's like till now. I played basketball.
Yeah.
And then when I was like 13, that's when I picked up volleyball.
Yeah.
And then I still play volleyball now, and it's like every sport that I played in, I wasn't really bad at it, and I think it's just naturally who I am, and it's such a big part of my like personality, I guess you could say. And then now I'm picking up badminton, so I think if I didn't from the very beginning, if I wasn't such a physically active kid and I just didn't play sports for fun and just doing whatever, I don't think I would have been as good today with all my sports and all that. And yeah.
Do you think it also helped like shape your personality in a way, or?
Yeah, 100%. I met all my friends, honestly, probably all my friends now through sports, and we all like connect through sports. And yeah, I think the people that I meet, or just in general, the people that we meet can really change you as a person.
Yeah. And
like how you think, and yeah. You've watched Puss in Boots, right? Like the new one?
Yeah.
So you know in the end, spoilers, but like don't worry about it. Spoilers. You know in the end where they were like, "Oh, we're gonna meet some old friends."
Oh, and then it shows away.
That's where Shrek was.
Yeah.
And you know how in a couple of years there's gonna be a Shrek movie.
Yeah.
I think that in a couple of years, since DreamWorks is kind of going crazy right now, like
they are going crazy.
So many movies lately are so good.
Yeah.
And they're like upping their game with everything, and then Disney's kind of lacking. I'm gonna be honest.
I can't even think of like what Disney's released lately.
The last one that I liked was Soul. Soul I do really like, but like the newest ones, like they're just like not that much, like not that big or anything. Yeah. But with DreamWorks, I think with like Puss in Boots, Kung Fu Panda, Shrek,
How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah, How to Train Your Dragon, all those. There's like Kung Fu Panda is in the Asia part of the world. Like they're world building right now. So there's Asia, and then Puss in Boots and Shrek are kind of like America.
Yeah. Hollywood.
Yeah, Hollywood. And then How to Train Your Dragon would be like Europe.
Yeah.
And that whole area. I think they're world building for something like really, really big.
What, kind of like an Avengers style
Literally,
thing?
like an Avengers, like Endgame. I think they're gonna pull the Endgame, because Shrek coming back is a huge thing.
Yeah.
For like everyone. Like everyone loves Shrek, even though he's a meme. Like it's actually a good movie.
Yeah. So
I think Shrek coming back, and then them coming together into one to make a huge fight with some, I don't know, some creature. I think that's gonna be so crazy. I think that's what they're building right now.
There is gonna be a new Kung Fu Panda, I think. Or
yeah, there is.
Yeah.
You know, there's a Kung Fu Panda theory too.
What Kung Fu Panda theory?
There's so you know in the first Kung Fu Panda, it's
Tai Lung.
Yeah, him. He was a physical fighter.
Yeah.
The second one was
Shen. Was he like a mental? More?
Yeah, like mentally fighter. And then the bull, he was a spiritual fighter.
Yeah.
So they all tried finding ways to defeat
Po.
Yeah, to defeat Po, and all of them didn't work.
Yeah.
So I think that the fourth one, the final one, will be all three of those. So mental, physical, and spiritual to try defeating Po. And I think he's gonna pull something, I don't know, to like finally kill them.
He is the Dragon Warrior though.
He literally is the Dragon Warrior. Like DreamWorks has a plan. I really do think they have a crazy plan for the future. Because Kung Fu Panda is so loved. I love Kung Fu Panda. It's one of my favorite like trilogies of all time.
Is like Kung Fu Panda also like one of your favorite like animated movies ever? Like taking into consideration like everything you've watched.
I don't think ever, but it's definitely top 5. Like that trilogy. Because I also like Avatar, The Last Airbender. I love Avatar. I watch it like 3 times, the whole series. What animated movies do you really like?
I really like, I think for a lot of people, Spider-Man.
Yeah, Spider-Man. Yeah.
Into Spider-Verse. Yeah, and then like, I really like, I really love the trilogies of Kung Fu Panda and How to Train Your Dragon.
Yeah.
Which one was your favorite Kung Fu Panda movie?
That's tough. The second one was really good. I think the first one personally is the worst.
Really?
Just because like it was the very first one, it was alright.
Okay.
But it was still really good. And then the third one was really good. I don't know. It's a tie between the first and second. They're both
for
good.
me. I love the second one.
Really?
The second one is like, I don't know. It's just like perfect for me. Like,
And it's emotional.
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, like him like connecting with like his past, like the whole like raindrop scene. You know,
That was so
that
cool.
was so cool. And then it came back later. Yeah.
When I first watched the third movie, like when that just came out, it was around the time of Endgame. And then like Thanos getting all the stones.
Yeah.
And then the bull was like, I thought it'd be like really bad because I was like, oh, they're just copying Endgame. Everything's copying Endgame. Because you know the Trolls movie?
Oh, like, yeah.
They copied Endgame heavy too, where it was like some big bad guy having to collect all the guitar strings.
Oh, I never watched the Trolls 2, but whenever I saw a trailer, it was like there was different like factions and genres. Yeah.
It's literally Endgame. Like at that time, after like Endgame and that movie coming out, there were so many movies similar to that, and I thought Kung Fu Panda the third one would be like, oh, some cheap copy, but like actually watching it, it's really good.
So like what were like some of your favorite movies or shows of all time?
Well, I said a few. It's like Avatar. I think Avatar is my favorite show of all time. Like it's just so good. And yeah, what about you?
Wait, first, like, you know, actually, like Avatar, I think like, okay, Netflix, this is completely different, but for like anime, right? I think Avatar was a lot of people's introduction to anime.
Yeah, I thought Avatar was an anime, but it wasn't.
Yeah, it's just
Like I really did. You think like cartoons or like animated movies that are like similar to anime and that type of style is like super popular?
Yeah.
Because like what's another cartoon that's like really popular but it's not anime?
I can't think of one right now.
But I bet you there's some which is just a huge because of,
you know, I think like Netflix actually like, or like, I don't know, I feel like it was actually like deliberate almost, like, because of what happened during quarantine. It's like everyone was just finding new stuff to watch,
like
right?
anime and all that stuff. And
then what does Netflix do?
What?
They add Avatar on Netflix, making it easy and accessible for everyone to watch, right? And then after that, everyone, like, literally my dad watched Avatar. Like everyone loved Avatar.
Dude, I don't know, because that's when I rewatched Avatar during like 2020, middle of quarantine. Whoa, that's actually crazy.
And then after that too, then it starts this whole snowball where it's like
Demon Slayer.
I want to watch stuff that's like this too. And then they get into Attack on Titan or Demon Slayer. Because they were both also on Netflix.
The JoJo. They even had a One Piece. That's crazy marketing, crazy money.
And then like a lot of the people that I know that watched anime, like, started in quarantine, and it's because of Avatar.
What was your first anime that you watched?
My first anime, I'm not even gonna lie, it was Fairy Tail.
Oh, okay. It's Fairy Tail?
Yeah, because
how old were you?
I was like, I think I was like 10.
Oh, okay.
Because that's when my family first got Netflix, and it was like one of the few like animes that in Netflix's selection, and I really liked it.
My first anime was, dude, I was young. I was like 6, 5. I watched SAO. SAO was my first.
That's your first ever.
And then my second. So when the first season of Attack on Titan came out, I watched it when I was like 7. It was 2014 when it came out. So I was 7, 8.
Do you remember how long we had to wait for like seasons to come out?
Dude, it's still going. It's still going.
But like back then it was much worse.
I know. So first season Attack on Titan came out. I watched like until it was on Netflix, like when it ended. And I didn't watch it for a good 3 years after that. But then it's like, damn, it's actually pretty good. And then after those 3 years were done, I was like, I just totally forgot about it. And then when season 4 came out, when the new studio took over. Mappa took over. I watched season 1 to current, and now I'm up to it. So like,
and spoilers if you haven't watched.
Huge spoilers.
If you haven't watched Attack on Titan yet, but
skip to this time.
in season 2, okay, like it was kind of crazy because I was watching it as it was coming out, right? I watched season 1, and then a few years later, like I think in my grade 8 year or grade 7 year, season 2 was coming out again, and then in season 2, that's when Reiner and Bertold.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
Ymir
yeah.
were found out that they were all title shifters. Dude, that whole thing was so crazy.
Dude, it was crazy. When what's it called? Who's the writer of the show?
Like Isayama or something.
I forgot his name, but it was like you can go back to season 1 after watching the latest season and like what Aaron did to his dad.
Yeah.
You can see Aaron in like the first season,
Really?
his older self in the background, like looking at things with Zeke, and like through the windows you'll see Aaron and Zeke in the background.
Seriously.
Yeah, like it's actually so crazy. Even in the manga you'll see like just 2 random guys in the background, but the same hair as Aaron and Zeke.
I actually heard about that. Like, not even just like Attack on Titan itself, but like a lot of writers just think about their ending first and then work backwards.
Yeah, it makes it way better.
Yeah,
I think so. Every movie, okay, think about this. Every movie that is based on a true story is in the same timeline. Think about that.
Wait, elaborate. Like, I don't really.
So every movie that is based on a true story, like Annabelle or Titanic or whatever, they all correlate in the same timeline, same universe.
I get what you're saying now.
It's real life.
Oh my god.
And this connects back with like the multiverse. You think how like Marvel has like Earth 616 and all that stuff. You think in different universes and multiverses, you think they would have movies like that, and then based on real life stories, and it's all just this one huge timeline from like the beginning to the end.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it, like literally
It's all the same.
everything's
Same world. Just happening in a different place in the earth. Yeah. Okay, so since we have this segment for every new guest, what are some embarrassing stories that you got?
Oh, okay. I have a few I could think of. So, just in my my life, I guess I'm kind of infamous for
Got it.
for like pooping
out.
Yeah, and like in high school, it was just I was online in grade 10 and 11. Like when COVID hit, I was online, and then all of grade 11 I was online. But then grade 12, when we all came back for our senior year, like sometimes do you ever have to take a morning poop?
Every day. Every single day. Yeah.
But sometimes you just have to get ready for school, right?
Yes, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So then when I didn't get my morning poop out, I would get to school, and then for some reason, I always went in my spare block, around the morning, and for some reason, all my friends, they'd make it a mission if they ever heard I was gonna take a shit, they would literally run to find whichever stall I'm in, and then like jump over it, go under.
Do they open the stall?
They never tried opening.
No, I got some stories about that too, but carry on.
Yeah, they never tried opening it, but there's videos for sure.
Really?
Like of people just like taking videos.
Same. I just
from above.
On everyone's phone, there's pictures of me shitting. But when you miss the morning poop, and you gotta do it in school, they're massive.
Yeah.
Like they're crazy. But there was a time where, like last year, no, probably this year. Okay, this year, I was taking my morning in school, just a day-to-day thing. All my friends walk in with me, and you know, the washroom next to the LA teacher. He uses that washroom sometimes, right?
Yeah.
I was in there, right? Just on the stall normally. 3 people in the stall with me as I'm shitting. Like they open the door and they make it wide open while I'm shitting. Like I can't get up. I can't wipe my butt, you know. So I'm just there, and I'm kind of mad at them because I get out of here, and they're like recording me and all that.
Yeah.
The LA teacher walks in while all of them are in the stall with me. So I was like, guys, this dude's in here. We gotta like cover this up. And then a few people left that were outside of the stall, but the 3 people that were in the stall, there's like, you know how you can see your feet under?
Yeah.
There was like, I don't even know, like 5 inches of space where you can't see people's feet.
Yeah.
So all 3 of them were in that one corner while I was taking the shit, and that door was still open because I couldn't reach and close it.
So wait, during that whole thing, were you still?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was just pushing the whole time because it's like it's a day-to-day thing. Like they always do it.
Okay.
They always do it. But then this one singular time, he walked into the class. Teacher walked into the washroom while they're all in there.
You know, I actually have a story about that same washroom when I was still in that school.
What's up?
We call it the Kraken.
Okay.
The Kraken. It was like everyone knew about it, even the girls. So like, in that same stall, all that happened was, in my block 2, I had that English teacher.
Yeah.
So and then someone in my class at the time, he left to go use that washroom. He came back.
Okay.
It was so funny. He's like one of the class clown people.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo, in that washroom, someone just took a huge dookie. I was like, he said that out loud in the English class.
Oh my god.
And
he's a dead serious person.
He's the most serious teacher ever. Ever. And then after we just couldn't contain it, and then we were curious, like, was it actually that bad? And he's like, and then the English teacher, he was kind of like, he wasn't mad, but he was just like, do you really need to be talking about this right now?
Okay,
he's like,
yeah.
No, he was like, no, you don't understand, sir. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen. It was like, it was so, and then we were so curious, and it held up.
Really?
It held up. It was so bad.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. So what happened was, when we all went in, but it was so bad, like later on, that the janitor, he had to put tape over it saying like you couldn't use it. like and he never cleaned it until the end of the year. He never cleaned
What?
It was never cleaned.
That's why they renovated it. Maybe that's why. Because there's new toilets, new stalls, new everything. What?
It was never cleaned. We would always just peek in, and it's like, oh, it's still there. And it literally, the toilet, it was the grossest thing you could ever see.
That's crazy.
It was just like, it was literally almost black. The poop was almost black. I don't know how.
What are they eating?
I don't know how, but it was everywhere too.
Did you find the corporate?
We never found. We don't know who did it, but it was everywhere. It was everywhere, right? And it was even like, some of it was on, I don't know if it was on the floor actually, but it was everywhere on the toilet.
Oh my god.
It was really bad.
Dude,
really
they
bad
probably
girls.
hover. Do you hover when you
hover?
Like, you know, you like hover on the toilet seat, but you're not actually touching it?
Oh, no, I don't.
Yeah, I don't get why people hover. Like, there's no support. You know? Like,
just sit down.
Yeah, I just sit down. Like, who cares? do you put the tissue on the thing?
Oh, yeah, I do that. Wait, it depends where though.
Yeah, it depends on the thing, but like, sometimes I have to take a flick of it because it's a crazy setup. I get the 1, 2, 3, 4, and the tissue going down, so there's no plop. It doesn't plop out in your butt. Dude, that's actually crazy. It's a crazy setup.
I don't have the fourth one. I just have 1, 2, 3.
Nah. I got 1, 2, 3, 4. I put a layer on the water so the water doesn't plop back up to my butt. And then it's a crazy setup. But there's another story where, dude, this was like last month. Not even that long ago. So me and my friends, we were all in the washroom.
Same stall?
Oh, we were just chilling in there.
Okay.
It's just a normal thing.
Yeah.
Since the beginning of, like, even before school, both the stalls had the most massive logs. Like, you know the Wii remote?
Yeah.
The Wii remote.
Yeah.
Like those ones. Imagine like 4 of those, right? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, all in a stack.
Stack.
Yeah. Dude, it was crazy. It was huge. One of them had that, and the other one had like 20 of them. Like, it was almost filled to the brim.
Yeah.
It was so crazy. So then we were all in there during lunchtime recess. We were in there, and then we were like laughing our asses off because it was like we were going and it stunk. Like, it was the worst smell in my life. The LA teacher walked in there.
Oh.
Again, we were like laughing so loud, and he's like,
he's always at the scene of the
he's
crime.
He's always there, and he's like. He was like, "Okay, don't look at it." And he was getting so pissed. He was like, "Don't look at it. Just leave it alone."
I can imagine him say that. I can literally imagine.
Like, just leave it alone. Why you guys keep looking at it? He was like actually yelling at us. So some people managed to leave, and then some people were standing there. We were trying not to laugh because like we can't laugh while he's talking at us and yelling at us because like you get messed up. But like they were massive. The next day they were gone. Maybe the janitor cleaned it, but like yeah.
So this is actually right now when the day we're recording this, it's Easter Monday. Mm-hmm. Literally just yesterday on Easter Sunday Mass. I don't know why I'm saying the time. I won't say the time. But yeah, when I went to Easter Mass yesterday on Sunday, mm-hmm. I woke up pretty late. I just had breakfast, and then I went straight to church.
Yep.
And then so I didn't get my morning poop out.
Okay.
Yeah. So then when I went, I really needed to go, and then like I just went in the stall, I locked it, but then when I locked it, it was like kind of like I could tell it was like kind of like flimsy, like so if someone pulled really hard, it would have opened, right? so I sat down. Yeah. I was just doing my thing, and then I just see, like, for some reason before it happened, I just got a feeling. So then I pulled my pants up like unnecessarily high, just in case. And then all I see is someone's foot going under slowly, menacingly. And then they pull. And then it just opens. It opens. I look at him. He's an adult. He's with a kid. I look at him. I say, I'm sorry.
Why would you say sorry?
I don't know. It's the first thing. I just apologize for everything. I literally apologize for everything. So I said I'm sorry and like crawled.
And then what did he say?
He didn't say anything. He's just like, oh. He was so flustered. We were both so flustered. I just said I'm sorry and then closed it straight away.
Okay, that's his fault. Because when I check a door, like I check if someone's in there.
Yeah.
Like not through the cracks. That's a bit weird. I just look under. I'm like, oh, someone's feet there.
Yeah. That's why I was like, I was fine, but I was like. I was more fine with it because of that whole like the trauma in high school, like all my friends recording me. And then like so I was like, I don't even care. This is the only time I'm gonna see him. And then it's just so crazy though. Still like
I'm sorry.
Do you believe in like any like astrology, like tarot card readings, like all that like all that stuff, like all those spiritual readings?
I don't necessarily believe in like. Actually, now that I think of it, I do believe in the cards, but I think there's some like false things with it.
Okay.
And also, I do believe in spirits because I believe in spirits and like ghosts and stuff like that.
I actually have a crazy story. So I've never had it happen to me yet because I just haven't met my friend's mom yet. But she does it like as like a little like hobby thing, and she did it to one of my friends, and she just was like guessing stuff about him. She's never met my friend in his life, in her life. Sorry, and then like she guessed with just the cards, like what major he was
That's
doing
crazy.
at university, what month he was born, like
wow,
like there was so many details that she guessed, and it's just like it was so crazy, and like that made me like I've always like believed in it. But
you didn't see it with your eyes.
I didn't see it.
I've done that before. I've done the tarot reading because Annalie, my girlfriend, she would do that for fun. Like she actually has the cards and the crystals and all that stuff before. She's just not really into it anymore. But around like when we started talking, like we haven't been dating yet, but we were talking. She was kind of setting me up, you know. She was like, "Can we do a tarot reading?" I'm like, "Okay, sure," because I can't say no.
Yeah.
I got to be like interested, which I was actually interested in that stuff. So she did a tarot reading with me and her, and then it said like you will live in a long happy relationship for a very long time, and it was like you guys are compatible, despite the fact like with astrology with like two signs don't work together, so our signs don't work together, but the tarot card said that it would be fine about that and all that, and then here like more than a year later we're still dating fine and happy and stuff. So I do think it is real to some extent, which I haven't gotten like some random person do for me. So
and I did it kind of recently because I met some people in university that they don't take it like seriously, like really seriously, but they like looking at it. I like looking at it too. Like I like looking at my MBTI and all that stuff, 5 personality tests, and they made me do like an astrology thing that made me see like my rising and like all that shit.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I did it, like all you need is like where you were born, what time you were born, and when you were born.
Mm-hmm. And
it just gave me like so much like facts
about yourself.
Yeah, and it was like
wow,
like really true. Like it was like so like I think too, like sometimes when you look at those tests, like you naturally like think, oh my god, this is so me. But like I genuinely think like it was like, whoa, this is like saying a lot of stuff that like I really think, like mindset wise, like the way I act, and like even like the ways I spend money. I was just like, wow.
How do you think that works? Like, do you think it's like, you think it's fate and like the universe? Like, what do you think it is that makes like mind readers and like tarot readings work?
You know, I think like for me, this isn't kind of related to fate, but I'd say like I have a really good intuition, like just in general.
Mm-hmm.
Like I feel like people just sometimes have like a connection like to otherworldly things, like just naturally, like it's like a part of them, like how people like have like say they have like third eyes and stuff.
Yeah.
And like for me, like sometimes randomly, like I just be going on about my day, and like I would just get like a feeling, like recently I was just going home from school, and I end school like pretty late at like 5, and then while I was going home, I started getting feeling like, oh, I'm gonna run into someone for some reason.
Really?
And then I ran into a grade 12 I knew.
Wow.
In high school, and I just get feelings like that often. And do you ever get deja vu or anything?
Yeah, I think, well, it's going back to what you said.
Yeah.
I think if you get that feeling and you're thinking of it, I think that's partly you're manifesting it into real life that you do. Because, okay, I'll say a story. For a good, I don't know, maybe a week, I was thinking about like a car crash, and I was like,
yeah,
which I shouldn't have been thinking of, but it would come up. So on the way back home from the graduation party, like the graduation party you guys had,
oh yeah,
at that area, on the way back there was a car crash that I saw.
Really?
So, and it was like really similar to what like my mind would have like imagined, and I think I might have been manifesting it.
Yeah.
So maybe it's manifesting, maybe it just happened, a coincidence, but like, yeah, maybe.
For me too, like, but I don't know, it's like I literally just like go on about my day, and then all of a sudden I just get a feeling, like it's like my heart starts like kind of like hurting a bit, like I don't know how to describe it, but it's just I get this feeling, and like most of the time it's true. And then like also with like deja vu,
Yeah.
like sometimes I would dream of a lot of situations. For some reason it happened to me the most in that same English class.
What do you mean?
Like I would like dream about certain situations, like I don't know
daydream?
what. No, like dream, like,
Oh, okay.
like at night when I dreamed, I would just dream of like certain, like a bunch of random scenarios.
Really?
But like as soon as it happens in real life, it's like, wait, I feel like I've already lived this moment before.
I think, you know, the thing with deja vu, I think that's also connecting with like a multiverse too, where like
Yeah.
you in some other universe has experienced that, and it's just like connecting through dreams, because people don't really know what dreams are. Like scientists don't know what that is.
Yeah. In that English class, I just remembered like I was low-key kind of stupid, and he would pick on me, like he would pick on everyone.
Yeah.
But when he picked on me, sometimes I would just like a simple yes or no question, I'd like mess up, and then after it happened, I was like, wait, I dreamt about this moment.
Really?
But for me, that's the sad part. It's like I don't remember it happening until I've lived it at that moment.
You think? Well, did he say the same question too, or was it?
Literally, it went the exact same way.
What the hell?
And I answered the exact same way I did in my dream.
That's crazy.
I don't know. It's just like, I don't think it's
weird.
common too.
I don't think that is common. I don't get that.
Yeah.
I've had a dream before in one night, so like 8 hours, 9 hours of sleep. I had a dream that lasted a week.
Oh.
Like in my head. I lived a whole life in my head in the dream. And I lived every day. I slept in my dream. I woke up in my dream. I went to school in my dream. Like,
Yeah.
I just lived my normal life in my dream. And then I went back to sleep in my dream. I woke back up. Now it's real life.
Yeah.
So when I went on with my day, I was like I was tripped out. I was like, what's going on? Because I just didn't know the difference between like my dream and reality.
Yeah.
So I was like, whoa, I didn't even know what was going on. It was crazy. That only happened to me one time.
About like intuition, or like I don't know if manifesting kind of, but that same friend that got me into astrology,
Yeah.
In university, they said they had a dream like recently, like about like just something bad happening to her, and then the next day she found out her 2 dogs died.
Really?
Yeah.
Man.
It's like, I don't know, it's just,
I think being connected with the things around you, like the earth and all that stuff, and then being like, which is having what you say, having high intuition and stuff, I think it's a blessing and a curse, because like you know what's going on, what's gonna happen, and you like, it could be bad, it could be good. So yeah. Do you have any regrets in your life?
So I'd say like I'm pretty happy with a lot of my things in my life, but I do have a few regrets, mainly in high school, and like about myself, kind of. I just wished I was more open to things, and like for example in high school I only tried out in grade 10 for volleyball, and I never tried out any year. Like even if I didn't get in any other year, I think I should have at least tried out and see what happened, because for me a big thing, like this is not a regret, I went into student council in that high school, and I think that's like where I started changing for the better.
Really?
Because yeah, like before then I was like super introverted. I wasn't really open to talking to people. Like I would never start a conversation with someone myself unless they went up to me. But in my grade 12 year I changed. I don't really know like what happened with me, but I just like started like, maybe it's because it was my last year in high school, so I was just like, I'm gonna do whatever I want, and I'm gonna just like go with whatever I want to do. And then I started talking to a lot of people, and that's like where I had a lot of my friends now was because I started being more extroverted in grade 12. In that same year, I was just thinking about like what would have happened if I like was more open in the start of my high school, like grade 10, because I kind of regretted that too. It was like, I wish I opened up sooner. I wish I became more extroverted sooner. But it's just how it was, so I can't really...
You can't change that very much, yeah.
And I don't think I would change it then. But I still kind of regret, like even at the start of my grade 12 year, I was still like pretty introverted. But then I started changing for the better.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. But mainly it's just like, for anyone listening too, you should just always do what you want. Don't think about like, what happens if like there's people that might be better than me at this certain thing, or like starting late at something. I think it's just more important to just try it, because you never know what could happen if you never try.
Yeah, I heard this thing where if you're below the age of like 20, or you're still like really young and early in your life, you should be selfish. And by selfish, it means like put yourself in front of people and prioritize yourself in situations, and to also do what you want and to have fun as much as you can, which is how I'm living life right now, is to just have fun as much as I can, because I know I'm running out of time till I have like freedom and all that stuff. So yeah, I think having that mindset with like having fun all the time, it kind of ruins it for some people, because you know some people are really like pessimistic, just how they are naturally.
Yeah.
And it's like sometimes you feel bad for other people because that's just how they think, and you try helping, but there's not much you can do
because it's just how they are.
It's just how they are. Yeah. You can never change someone that won't even help themselves. So yeah, that's on them. And I think in your situation, where you put yourself in like uncomfortable positions, and in grade 12 where you changed, did anyone force you to do that? It was all you? It just happened naturally?
Like I wanted to change.
Okay, then that's good.
Yeah. You know the old standards of like how men shouldn't be emotional, they shouldn't show emotion to like, just in general, they shouldn't hold anything. I mean, they should hold everything. How do you feel about that?
I think it's really bad.
Yeah.
For just put that label on people, just in general, not even just men, to be like bottle everything up and just don't talk to people, and like you're the man, so you shouldn't be acting like that. Or like even the phrase like be a man, Like, what does that even mean, you know?
Yeah, what is a man?
Yeah, what is a man?
Like, anything could be manly. Like, for me, like, I think you could tell how I am. Like, I'm very straightforward with my emotions.
Yeah.
But a lot of people still aren't.
Yeah.
Because that's just how they were. And, like, I wouldn't say it's a problem, but, like, just a little, like, thing with my friend group in the past was, like, when we were all in grade 9, we were all really close. We always, like, played games together. We always laughed. We were in the same class.
Yeah.
But that was, like, almost, like, just it. Like, we weren't really connected on, like, a more, like, emotional level. Like, it, like, I would imagine at the time, like, if any of us were, like, opening up or something like that, it would be, like, awkward almost.
Yeah.
And so that's why, like, I made sure, like, for me, I have to, like, vocalize everything, and I need that back. Like, that's just the way I am. Like, I need verbal and physical reassurance about a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that, like, even though, like, everything was fine, I just wanted to tell them that, like, you guys could always, like, talk to me. You guys, like, I want to get closer in a more deeper level.
Yeah. I think when you say that to people, like, in your situation, if you were to say that, I think they would take that as if, like, they'd be defensive because they would never have experienced that, and they'd be like, oh, you're being cringe, what are you talking about, and stuff like that.
Yeah, that was, like, the reaction I mostly got, but I think it was, like, a good first step, though. Yeah. Like, even though, like, it was just, like, some of them were like, yeah, of course I could always talk to you, and then people that were the opposite of that, it's like, oh, you're cringe, stop talking about that.
Yeah.
I could tell, like, it's still affected in a way. And now I would say, like, they're all more open.
That's good.
Yeah, and I think that it's just important for men to not hold anything back, and, like, to also, like, to stop listening to the old standards of the past.
You want to end it off there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you for watching the 3rd episode of the Television Podcast.